I quit. This is a very common phrase that people use when they are in a situation when you don't know what to do. What should you do next? Because from time to time you get bored on projects or you don't know what to do next. So for that, we are going to discuss today short-term or long-term projects and which one is better for you. We want to talk about short-term projects and why I consider them to be more beneficial to your growth than the long-term ones. Because yes, I've been a QA. Yes, I've been a QA for 14 years. So I've had my share of different projects. I've been on projects, I think the shortest period I have been so far was about 8 months, 9 months, something like that, or let's say an year, 1 year. Yeah. I know this is not really short for most of you, but for me, this was one of the shortest period. And the longest, if I'm still counting, I think it was 6.5 years, which was a lot, yeah. But let's get back to that. Shortest project, you change the technology, you work with different clients, and maybe they are using different technologies. Let's say the chance of you getting same technologies on 5 different clients, almost zero, let's say 10%, maybe 10%, but most likely everybody's gonna work with something else. It's gonna be depending also on the type of project you're actually working on. So clients, technologies, team, these are only the 3 that I came up with in the short term. And also, let's not forget, client, technologies, team make your growth, your personal growth that we talked at the beginning, from here to here. This is how you do it. You work with different technologies. You get to work with different people. So that's a really important factor. But now let's get back to the long-term projects, because that is also a good point where not everybody, let me just mention, not everybody, but most, let's say some people can develop. And I was one of them. I can't say that I didn't develop. So my longest project was 6.5 years. So it was a lot. I know. I joined that project. I think I was on one of the first QAs on that project. And when I started, I talked about this also in my previous videos. Go check them out if you want to. Yeah. So one of the longest projects that I've been, the first thing I had to do was to create some Visual Basic scripts to read the data from their existing test cases. So they had test cases all over the, let's say, the structure, let's say in a folder over the versioning system. They were using Tourtoise SVN, if I'm not mistaken, and they had to generate some reports. How many test cases were executed this release? How many were executed last release? And so on, and so on, and so on. So what I had to do was use Excel, and Excel, if you press F11, if I'm not mistaken, it will open the code window where you can code and you can create your own macros. So you can create formulas, which can create macros and so on, and you can generate reports or data or collect data or whatever you want to do. In that case, that was the opportunity and the need for somebody to generate that type of data. Okay, so I started as a QA, creating a simple Visual Basic script. And now, when I left that project, because after 6.5 years, I was really bored. I was getting to do the same stuff. I didn't develop and I didn't push myself to evolve and to learn something else. I had evolved in that project because I was a simple QA. Then I formed a team. I think it was 4 or 5 members. I was a QA lead since I had the team. Then I moved, and when opportunity came, I took another team of, if I'm not mistaken, customer support. There were 2 girls doing customer support, German, yes, and I was having 2 teams, lots of reports, lots of let's say management work. I had to generate reports, how many calls, how many bugs, how many. I was not doing anything related to my field, related to QA. I was doing management stuff, and I didn't like it. So then I asked, okay, I want to move to a new project. Nothing happened. I think that was a few months later when I quit. So let me just example what I've done in these 4 years. So I worked on the first project. I think it was about 2 years, yes. And the first part of the project of that client was testing some web application. And it doesn't really matter the details, those are confidential and so on, but I had some free time. So what I did was I created a rest assured script for in Java, of course, because rest assured is a Java library for testing APIs. And I created a framework, not a script, more likely a framework to test the APIs, which helped us a lot. Then I moved in the same client and I took over a team of QAs. There were, I think, 9 people, and I had some other team members help me manage that team. And then at one point that project was fixed price, so we had to deliver something that I want to move because I'm getting bored, I'm not doing anything. So then I moved to the next project. This was also nice, but again, working with old technologies, old, let's say, implementations, it's really a headache, not really much to do. But what I could do was take the first framework that I implemented in the first project and use it in the second project. So that helps our work a little and then makes our life a lot easier, which was really nice and really good. But it also took over. This was only 1 year. Then again, I was in the same exact situation. I'm not doing anything to improve my knowledge. So I asked again, I need to move. This is not helping me grow. So now I'm in project number 3, where I'm doing a lot of new stuff because, as I mentioned, rest assured is a Java library. Now I'm moving to Visual Basic and C#, writing automated tests in C# with their own framework for testing APIs and UI tests, which is awesome. Just imagine these 4 years, as I mentioned, Java, C#, and I had a little bit of Python along the way. So it's more important from your point of view, because of course you can stay on one project, let's say for 10 years, and you can learn something new each year. But for me, it's much more easier if I switch. Why? Because not necessarily switching immediately, but if I reach that mental level where I know this is boring for me, then I need to switch. So yeah, it may be a new technology, but it's a new technology right now. What's in it for me next year? That's why it's really important for you as an individual to focus on your growth, on your skills, on your knowledge. What helps you develop faster? Staying in the same project and maybe setting goals, that can be useful for you. If setting goals is good for you, follow that. Set your goals every year. Tell your manager, I need to set my goals. Let's do it. If changing projects is working for you, go for it. What are you waiting for? That's it. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to hit that like button because I'm freezing right here. If you can already see the new background, these are some PCs because I'm also a hardware geek, let's say. I have some big plans, let's just say, for these and some other PCs. This is gonna be my logo soon to be, not this one because this is just one for a beer type, I know. And this is the new studio, if I may say like this. It's just my garage where I could set up all this and have my freedom. So again, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.